Hey guys, welcome back to the NFL Rumors Daily Show. Today we'll have all the NFL news and rumors from over the weekend. We have an action packed show today. Let's get into it. We'll start off by Calvin Johnson had a interview with RG3 and said he used to smoke weed sometimes before games because he was hurting and to be able to play in those games. So, not something we thought we would hear from Calvin Johnson, the Detroit legend, but he came out and talked about what he did to before he could play there with all the injuries that he had. And a lot of players that in the NFL are wanting them to not put a ban on that, far as medically, to see that. But we'll have to see what that will hold in the future there. The Jets, Breece Hall, in some rumors today. He is a possible trade candidate, if not in training camp in the season, as a possible trade deadline if the Jets start to falter. So something to watch with Breece Hall. He's very close with Brock Purdy of the 49ers. They both played together in college, so that could end up being a team to watch. The Steelers are still eyeing Jonnu Smith and Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard, everybody knows, who played with Aaron Rodgers for so long in Green Bay. Then he came over to the Jets. Jonnu Smith's been in trade rumors with the Steelers as they're looking for another weapon out there. So looks like Aaron Rodgers could be getting another weapon soon. Bryce Young of the Panthers was predicted to be the breakout quarterback of the year. So as we look at that with Bryce Young, he's looking better and better at the end of the season. He's looking really great in camp. So a lot of experts are predicting Bryce Young to be that breakout quarterback this season. I would say that maybe Daniel Jones might be that breakout quarterback as well. It could be one to watch for being that breakout quarterback too. So we'll keep an eye on that one as the season comes along. Tyreek Hill wants to be in the Olympics. It seems like not only is this focus in football, but also is going to the Olympics as well. He's also been in trade rumors with the Chiefs and the Niners. So it'll be interesting to see if Tyreek Hill can keep on going there to see what he can do as far as that happens with Tyreek Hill. So looking at that, he's definitely looking to get in that Olympics because of his speed. So we'll have to see what happens there, right? So Miles Garrett said today he believes Cowboys DeMarcus Ware needs paid. DeMarcus Ware still looking for that big extension, and he wants to get him paid. So Miles Garrett got his. He wanted DeMarcus Ware to get his. Caleb Williams' dad said he didn't focus on girls, but he was all about football. He said he was kind of disappointed, that Caleb Williams' all focus was about football and not girls. So, he came out today or came out over the weekend and said he's very disappointed when Caleb with that. And, in the past, he's called the a place that the quarterbacks go to die in Chicago. So Caleb Williams' dad getting a lot of pub around the quarterback there. So he makes another comment there. We'll see if the media keeps running with Caleb's dad there. The Raiders fans are saying they're tired of Davate Adams. Davate Adams was a beloved player when he was with the Raiders. It was his childhood team. He came there to go with Derek Carr to be that quarterback. But the fans are growing a little old of some of the comments Devontae's had, whether it be about the Jets or Raiders on the older teams that he played for. And the Rams is a really good team, a really good organization. So the fans getting a little bit tired of that. And, I'm sure the Jet and Raider fans definitely don't like knocked on as you don't see any player on. It was really surprising that Nick Chubb knocked on the Browns a little bit. He was a beloved Brown player, so it's very interesting to see there. Jalen Warren of the Steelers expected to get a big workload. A lot of fantasy guys is going to be very happy about that. They do got a young rookie in camp there too that's really turning heads. They signed Kenneth Gainwell, but it seems to be that Jalen Warren is the guy that's expected to be the big workload. The Bengals are in talks again with Trey Hendrickson to see if they can hammer something out before the season. Trey said he's willing to set out the whole season, part of the season, whatever it takes. So the Bengals, trying to get that ball rolling with Trey Hendrickson to get it going. Chase Brown of the Bengals also is being the running back one. He's expected to get a lot of touches this year. So Chase Brown going to go uh, right for that with everything there. So very, very good, very, very good stuff there for sure. So looking at the Titans, let's talk about them. Xavier Restpro getting work with the first team. Remember, he was teammates with Cam Ward at Miami. He's really looking good, and it seems like he might be able to try to sneak his way in there. To sneak his way in there and see if he can get him a job there in the number one. So really cool stuff there. So looking at some more news we got, the Eagles, former Eagles C.J. Gardner-Johnson says the team will not win another Super Bowl without him. He's been a little hating toward the Eagles of late because they traded him off to the Texans. He says he's happy to be there with the Texans. He's had two stints with the Eagles, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson doesn't seem like he has a lot of love. He feels that he was just used there by the Eagles, so he's not giving much love to his former team in Philly. We'll shift here to Keenan Allen, still a free agent out there. We got Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, still two big-time free agents. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about Keenan Allen today, but his best fits are the Niners right now, as they need some help at wide receiver, the Cardinals, as they're looking for another wide receiver, and the Raiders, as they're looking for another wide receiver. And he wants to play on that West Coast, so these are why the fits are toward these West Coast style teams. So that will be a very, very good addition. I think he would be a really great addition for either one of those teams. The Seahawks, Jackson Smith-Nigba, said that Sam Darnold looks like the real deal. He's a leader. He commands in the huddle. He puts everybody where they need to be. Sam Darnold had a breakout season last year in Minnesota. They're trying to see if he can do the same. He's got Cooper Kupp there in Seattle. He's got JSN, who made the comment. You also have Marquez Valdez-Scantling. So a lot of good weapons for Sam to see if he can keep it going. The Colts believe that Adonni Mitchell, a guy that they got from Texas last year um, in the draft, they think he could end up being a real star in the league. So Adonni Mitchell, a lot of people feel that he could be a big star with Daniel Jones. So we'll see if he can have that breakout year. The Colts do have a nice offense if they come together with Daniel Jones. They got some really nice receivers. They got a real nice back. So if Daniel Jones can take that job, I think the Colts have some good stuff going on, right? So the Saints' Spencer Rattler has the upper hand right now in the New Orleans Saints quarterback job. So Spencer Rattler got a good shot getting that job, from what we hear. So, the training camp will really be able to cement that but in the preseason. So we'll have to see what happens there. This was interesting by Des Bryant. He said the Chargers could have another They could have another Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick situation with Trey Lance and Justin Herbert. So Trey Lance, remember with Alex Smith, he'd done a great job as a starter. We just lost like one game. Colin Kaepernick came in, took the team to a Super Bowl, but Trey Lance, who's not really got a big time opportunity yet in the NFL, but Herbert is a GOAT. I don't know if I see that happening, but a lot of people says you can never display that with Jim Harbaugh. Anything can happen, but he'll be a crazy story if that did happen. So some interesting comments from Nick Chubb over the weekend. Bradley Chubb. The Dolphins' Bradley Chubb says the team was lying about the embracing culture of the head coach. So it seems like definitely Bradley Chubb not in the greatest graces of Miami, and definitely with the comments it's never going to help. Not going to help there. And, right now Bradley Chubb is viewed as a bad trade for Miami. So we'll have to see if this keeps on going the way it is, if they decide to part ways with Chubb, if, they can decide that, this wasn't a good move. The Giants' Rusell Wilson said he spends over $1 million in his fitness and his diet. He said he wanted to play that long like Tom Brady did. So we'll have to see if Russ will do it. He's really happy about being with the Giants right now. So that will be very, very interesting to see if he can just keep it going and have a really good season. The Bears, Cole Kmet, said at the draft he was worried about the pick of Loveland, but Ben Johnson assured him that nothing's going to change for him. He's going to still be that guy there. He says Loveland's just got another skill set there, so we'll have to see how that plays out as well. Going back to Daniel Jones right now, reportedly Daniel Jones has the upper hand in the coach job, so we're seeing that right now. That he has the upper hand with that starting job. So we'll have to see how that keeps on going. See trends in the training camp. We know Anthony Richardson's banged up. So Daniel Jones believed to have the upper hand and could win that job for sure. As we talk some more about the Saints, as we talk about Spencer Rattler having the upper hand, a lot of the players came out and said they wanted the team to trade for Jameis Winston. So Rusell Wilson reportedly going to be the starter there. Jameis Winston, it could be a 2 or a 3 in New York. So the Saints players are really wanting to go and get Jameis there for the team. And guys, we'll probably end everything on this one. Is Antonio Brown was being locked out for the police for attempted murder. He had a situation where there's some viral videos out there where he was in fights and they're saying possible attempted murder. Antonio Brown says the media's really blown it up. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But Antonio Brown never out of the media ever. He never is there, right? So man, this was an action-packed show today with all kinds of news. We're glad to bring it to you. Glad to bring you this every week. Remember, we got 2 spaces a week going down on Twitter each week. Give us a follow here on the YouTube. Give us a big push the button for the like. We got over 17,000 views over the last 2 weeks. So we really do appreciate that. And make sure you're following us on Twitter. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and Threads. We really appreciate you tuning in today for the show. And again, we can't thank you so much. And make sure that you check out our other videos. You can see them there on the screen. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. And thank you for tuning in with NFL Rumors. Later, guys.